podcast for the common folk.
What's going on, y'all? Podcast for the common folk, by the common folk. And there is some discrimination going on out here, and I have found it. Lord Jesus, I have found it. Alright, take a look at this. I was looking at some redneck inventions. Alright, I was looking at just witty farming inventions and stuff, like cheap stuff, and I automatically go to redneck inventions, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. They just said redneck inventions. Funny photos of hillbilly. This ain't funny. This is ingenuity. Alright, get your humor laughing ass out of here while we are all living and dining and living great. Okay? That's some bullshit. Man, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Y'all sitting here going like, oh, these are funny. It's like, no, they're not. And which of these hillbilly inventions? Well, you know what? They're genius, alright? I've looked at them all. Alright, these will save a life. Alright, make sure you share this with your friends too, because we all going to want to join in on this. And you know they cheap, okay? And if it's cheap and it produces this good of a result, well then hell yeah, let's do it. Alright, but first things first, welcome to the podcast with the common folk. I wanted to talk about a couple Disney movies that I think were ultra fucked up, but nobody talked about, But you know what? It's all good. So I was like, alright, well, what's everybody's favorite Disney movies? And I'm sitting there going, well, Mulan. Go with... Well, I mean, you can include Star Wars, but I guess we're thinking like Disney... What would that be? Disney Princess? I guess there would be Disney Princess in a sense. I mean, Aladdin, she was a Disney princess, but the main character wasn't Aladdin. Mulan wasn't a princess either. She was just a farmer daughter. Yeah, those type of Disney movies, you know what I mean? Beauty and the Beast type shit. Okay. Well, let's see. The first right off the bat, I'm sitting there going Disney movies. I'm seeing Lion King, Frozen, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Mulan, and Tangled. All right. Second row, then we got Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, Pinocchio, Cinderella, Fantasia, Moana, and Bambi. I don't like Moana. Screw that. And then we got Tarzan, Wreck-It Ralph. Ooh, I forgot about Wreck-It Ralph. Zootopia was alright, never saw the ending. Pocahontas is always good. Hunchback of Notre Dame's good. Hercules, one of the favorites. Princess the Frog, never saw it. Toy Story, always great. Lilo and Stitch, duh. Peter Pan, I'm pretty sure is good. I've seen some of the newer ones. I haven't seen the old, like the original, I don't think. Or have I? Maybe I have. Lady and the Tramp, always classic. 101 Dalmatians, yeah, pretty good. Dumbo's pretty good. Empire's New Groove, hell yeah, I love that one. Big Hero 6, ooh, oh, they should do a sequel to that one. Because they kind of left it open at the end. It was all weird because the one kid who, you thought was a bum ends up being uber rich. And he comes home and it turns out his dad's Stan Lee. Or, not really live, but in the movie. I was like, oh, that's cool shit. And then they started, opening up. I don't know if that's supposed to be an Easter egg for a future movie coming, or if they were going to do some more stuff with that. But I'm totally digging a Big Hero 6 sequel. I don't know. I don't know what they would do with that. I don't remember what the first one. Finding Nemo. Obviously, Finding Nemo. And, ooh, look, they even have Finding Dory there again, too. Hell yeah. Okay. Robin Hood. Now, the old Robin Hood. Alright? The cartoon. He's a fox. Little John's a giant bear. He's not little, but he's a big bear. And it's all right. That is the greatest Disney movie to ever be read. Ain't no movie top that. Robin Hood, Little John running through the forest. I was looking at that song for years. I have clippings of it everywhere. That is my favorite song. Ooh la la, God, what a day. Man, I jammed to that shit. It's like, Hank, listen to that to weightlift, listen to that to drive, listen to that to sleep, listen to that when you're heartbroken, listen to that when you're in love, listen to that when you're hungry, listen to that when you're full, listen to that whenever. Play that shit to cancer patients, that cancer clears right up. Man, that's some good shit right there. Ooh, Brave. I liked Brave. Brave wasn't bad. Treasure Planet, duh. Treasure Planet was dope as shit. Enchanted, You know, I never saw the full Enchanted, but it wasn't that bad. Was it Amy Grant? Is that her name? I think it's Amy Grant. I could be wrong. Toy Story 3 is always great, yeah. The Incredibles, duh. Nightmare Before Christmas. Ooh, that's a good one. Jack's a beast. Those type of movies are cool, though. Nightmare Before Christmas, The Corpse Bride. They did another one that style. What was it? Frankenweenie? Yeah, whatever. Frankenweenie. They did Paranorman. That was really good too. I thought that. Oh, I loved those. They had enough. Like as a kid, I saw them. They were a little bit scary. Then they were funny. And then now they're just awesome. Meet the Robinsons. That was a good movie. I did like Meet the Robinsons. Brother Bear. Hell yeah, that's my dream area. Pretty soon these podcasts, once y'all start listening to more of them and people start giving me money to put their companies up on here because that's what people want. They want their name on something that I have done because they just do. That's one of them rules to success. And no matter what book you read, the rules to success, one of the rules is always make sure you're associated with Starkburger or Tyler or whatever. But I go by Starkburger mostly. That's what a lot of people call me. But y'all call me whatever you want. Anyways, Brother Bear. Oh, that was a great movie. The second one wasn't bad either, but the first one was like the ice age. Damn, good. I like Finding Dory. Fox and the Hound, always good, always good. Can't go wrong with that. Jungle Book, it's the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Is that the right one, or did I just completely mess that up? What else was there? Because there's the Jungle Book and there's another one. I'm pretty sure Jungle Book was bare necessities. Bambi, yeah, Bambi's alright. Beauty and the Beast, yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Stockholm Syndrome. She falls in love with a giant bear, literally. Oh well. Sleeping Beauty, that one's a pervert movie. It's a classic, but he kisses her while she's sleeping. Anymore, then he'd be sued and sent to jail for legally touching her and shit. Tangled, I like Tangled. It wasn't that bad. Long hair, good characters, redeemable thief. She's really royalty. She comes back. You know what I mean? The horse was cool. All right, he was awesome. The guards, the devious mother witch figure, and she got what was coming to her. I like that one. Tangled wasn't bad. And of course, Mulan, which I thought was, girl worth fighting for. I do know the words. I'm not singing the whole song right now for you. That'll come later. But it's good, But the Robin Hood is better. Is that Roger Miller? Yeah, the one who's like, well, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd because you'll get trampled to death because it's a buffalo herd. Yeah, Roger Miller. It's Robin Hood, Little John running through the forest. Yeah, see, good shit right there, man. Good shit. It's almost as good as my favorite movie, Jeremiah Johnson, when he has that little montage when he's killing Indians. They're coming at him like one by one, and it's got that good guitar, and it's like, and then the guy's, he's like, and, Jeremiah Johnson's just killing everybody. All-time great movie. You haven't seen it, go see it, because it is just wonderful. You know what I mean? And it is an older movie and stuff, but a lot of those older movies that got real good acting, real good script, real good story. Not to take away from movies now. I love movies now. Deadpool just came out. Obviously want to see that. Avengers came out. Loved Avengers. I'm a big Marvel fan, big comic books, so I like DC too. I like the DC movies. Just not a lot of people are liking them. They're not, they make a profit, but they're not, people aren't raving about them. DC's doing good with the shows, though. CW, they got all of them, what is it, Flash, Arrow, Black Lightning, DC Legends of Tomorrow. There's, I don't know if Fox does Gotham. Gotham's actually pretty good. I like it. It's got a couple good characters in there from other shows that I've watched. So Gotham was always pretty good. Trying to think of what other movies there are. I don't know. It's really hard. There was Smallville, which is supposed to be Superman, and I'm told it had like the Flash and all that. I've never seen it, but it might be good. I don't know. So, yeah. Anyways, see, those were good. Right? I mean, but if you look at the plot, Little Mermaid, she what? All of a sudden falls in love. Well, she saves him. She does save him. So I guess that gets her, grant access into them. But let's be honest with you, you save the prince. You might get a handsome reward, but I'm not sure nothing else is going to come of that. And this is back in the medieval days. If her spell was that she couldn't talk, and the prince was there and stuff. She probably would have been killed. They'd be like, oh shit, what's wrong with her? She can't talk. Why? We don't know. They'll call it like the witch doctor will be like demons, and they'll kill her. So she wouldn't have lived. And the original one, yes, I know. She lost her husband. She blah blah blah. Turns out someone was prettier than her. Shocker. I never saw what the original Little Mermaid liked. I'm just assuming that there was someone prettier than her. So she dies and stuff. So depressing. Yeah. Well, you know what? She sort of learned that being in the scene's doper than being on land. If it takes a little story to tell you that, well, then it does. Anyways. That being said, if you do find a mermaid who comes ashore because she really likes you, her father could be all-powerful king of the sea, and you could be, rolling in that dough. So you better lock that shit down tight and put a ring on it. Alright? Don't be like that dumbass prince, but he was already locked in with all that dough, so I guess he could have afforded, to do whatever he wanted, but... Come on, Power of the Sea? Come on, man. That'd be cool. Lion King. Yeah. The greatest movie ever. Scar was a butthole, though. Well, yeah, he killed the king. Then he tried to become the king. I've never liked hyenas. Ever since that, never liked them. And then, that laugh is real. You actually hear it. Like, that's an act. Like, they actually have, like, a hyena laugh. And I was watching Animal Planet, and they were tracking in, and they were laughing and shit. And then all of a sudden, they hear a roar, and here comes a giant-ass lion. It's like, hell yeah. And they're scared, too, because it's a giant-ass lion, but it's the mama lion, because she's got all her cubs. And the mama lion usually is the one that does the hunt. Well, the daddy lion goes, and not quite sure what the daddy lion does. He's out there every Saturday with the boys, eating them. And, so daddy lion's out there just sitting there chilling and stuff, so. Really, Simba isn't the king. It should have been, what was it? What's his, Nala! Yeah, there we go. His little cub crush. Right. Sorry, I'm sorry. It has been a while since I've seen The Lion King. And then, they had The Lion King, and then they had, like, The Lion King 2.5 or 2 3/4. And it got weird. They had shorts. They're always having Disney short. One that I don't see on here, which I guess it wasn't a Disney movie, it was always good, was Sinbad. Oh, Sinbad was amazing. Sinbad was awesome. Those were one of those movies that everybody liked. He was a pirate. He was cool. And he ends up saving the day. It's kind of like an animated Captain Jack Sparrow type thing. I think he also has a dog. Yeah, I'm remembering a dog. Wow, bits and pieces of that movie starting to come back to me. Anyways, that movie is starting to come back to me. Sorry, I was replaying it in my head. That's a good movie. Y'all haven't seen that one. Go see it. That's for all ages. That's what a good thing about these Disney movies. It's like, I can watch Mulan now and it'd be alright, and it's rated G. Watch The Lion King and be alright. Frozen? It's not too bad anymore now that the calm has died down. All right, it was a good movie. It was, but like, give it a rest, people. You know, it was overdone. It was everybody was singing, blah blah blah, this, blah blah blah, that. And, they're like, "Oh, was Let It Go the greatest Disney song ever?" And I was like, "No, it's not. It's Mulan, Girl Worth Fighting For." But nobody watched Mulan. They all just thought Tangled was better. And I'm like, "Hey, Tangled's good. I'm not gonna defy that." The snow guy is really chill. Olaf, whatever the hell the snow dude's name is. But hey, Mulan's better. But Tangled's real good too. Aladdin, Robin Williams, the genie, the greatest. Aladdin 2, not so much, but Robin Williams wasn't in that one. So then Aladdin 3, then Robin Williams came back as the genie. Everything was all right. Aladdin 3 was cool. All right, make sure Robin Williams is in that. The Aladdin stuff. Never saw Moana. Hercules, one of the greatest. Teaches you about, Greek mythology and all that good stuff. And you don't realize that Hercules actually did a bunch of bad stuff and had to complete 12 labors and had to do a bunch. But hey, Hercules was cool. The story was nice. Tarzan. Ooh, Wreck-It Ralph! Wreck-It Ralph! Heck yeah, they're making another one too. I like Wreck-It Ralph. I liked it. It was a bit sad, but I liked Wreck-It Ralph. Ain't too much complaint there. I liked Wreck-It Ralph. Pocahontas is good. They made a second one too, which I didn't like. Yeah, you see, like a lot of these had seconds. Like there was like 3 Beauty and the Beast movies. There was like 3 Cinderella movies. There was a Lilo and Stitch movie, which was good, and then there was the show, which was good as well. So I'm like, heck yeah. Go on, see what else we got. Brother Bear, Brave. I like Brave. Brave was fun. Meet the Robertsons. That ain't too bad. It's just one of the things I wanted to bring up. Like Aladdin, some all of a sudden unknown rich guy, and she was just gonna fall for him right off the bat because he was rich. Then she's supposed to go for Scar, and I'm sitting there going like, Scar, come on, man, not Scar. I'm sorry, I'm mixing movies here. Jafar, but did Jafar really think he was gonna land Jasmine? Like really, his old ass. In comes this new young guy who's probably going to live the same amount of time, and you're sitting there going, hoping you can marry her, and she's sitting there realizing you're going to be dead in 20 years. Is she really going to go for you, man? I mean, come on. Think for yourself, but also think for her. You're not doing her a service, but no, Scar is some selfless bitch. No, selfish bitch. All right, he wasn't selfless, he was selfish. Make that distinction. Ridiculous. But he got defeated by a hobo with a monkey and a flying rug. That is the squad. That's a story to tell you, kid. Well, how mommy and daddy? Well, I was a hobo and stealing shit, breaking the law on the run like an outlaw rebel. You know how it is. Yee-hee. And I was on my magic rug that I found in this weird cave with this like weird blue purple dude. Sounded a lot like the dude from Robots, Fender. And then he made me rich, and I walked in there. And I was like, hell yeah, what's up, baby girl? She said her name was Jasmine. Her father had just found an oil well, and she was rich as shit. We got married. She found out I was actually poor and had a flying rug, and she was all right with the flying rug. Because I showed her what flying was like. And nobody knew what flying was back then. Then I set the genie free, and he became my buddy. So then I got free wishes for shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck yeah. Love that. That's probably how that went anyway. Was it Sleeping Beauty? Like, oh, how did you wake me? I kissed you. While I was sleeping? Yeah. Okay. Now you want to get married? You see, there was this guy I was talking to. yuck. I gotta go. What? Is it weird because I kissed you while you were sleeping? Yes, it is weird. Shame on you, Disney, for making it seem like that's socially acceptable. Now kids are getting sent to prison because they kissed the girl while she was sleeping, and they didn't know. They thought they were waking Sleeping Beauty, and they were going to get a castle and become a prince or a king or whatnot. They ended up in jail. Yeah, shame on you for that shit. But hey, that don't matter. It's all good. Pinocchio, I'm a real boy. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks to have a growing nose when you lie. Like, we know it was you. No, what? That was bad. Hey, but you can go with him because you know he never gonna lie to you. That might be some good relationship trust right there. So, hey, maybe my boy Pinocchio got it out in the end. We don't know. Little Mermaid always like that. No, Snow White. You know, Apple. Snow White and her seven dwarves. Yeah. If they're anything like the dwarves from The Hobbit, she'd been A-OK, and she could have retaken back that throne. But they weren't. They were sleepy and drowsy and happy and unhappy and whatnot. Never saw Princess and the Frog, so I can't do too much about that one. Bambi, it's like, it was hunting season. They done got my mother. Watched her put them right up on the hook. They done whacked her. And you know that they didn't do shit with her mom, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they fucking gutted her. Probably threw her skin away. Took her meat. She didn't have, a rack because she wasn't a buck, so she wouldn't have been commemorated. Which, I mean, wouldn't that be weird? Just be like, hey, look like my daddy. Oh shit, that is my daddy. And your daddy's up there sitting on a plaque. Spring of '96. That's when my daddy left me. Well, your daddy was taken. And Hunter's going, well, your daddy was very delicious, and your daddy made the best deer sausage today. Would you like some? No, that's my daddy, you sick asshole. Oh, sorry. My bad. Did not know. Did not think. I don't see a problem with that. Well, I mean, I get it. Would the deer know he's eating his own deer? Like, do they? I mean, obviously we would know it's cannibalism, but like, do they understand? I mean, deers don't eat meat anyway, so it's not like he would. But what if you mashed up real fine and mixed it with like a bunch of vegetables? Like real fine, like in applesauce. Would you get some kind of like mad deer disease? Possibly. I don't know. That's a topic for later discussion. Not sure. Zootopia, we're all animals, we all get along. What do they eat? Like, there's wolves and the lion boss, Does he eat steak? Because I'm pretty sure I saw some cows in there. What does he eat? Do they starve? That world seems horrid. The officer rabbit chick, she's opening up her thing and it's a carrot. A single carrot. Like, well, that's depressing as shit. Man, that's depressing. I wouldn't want to be in that world. I mean, it's all fun, makes for good cinematic, but, like, you gotta think, do they eat? If they don't eat, well then, man, what the shit, man? Finding Nemo and Finding Dory, maybe the other two I wanted to touch up on. Yeah, Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, it's all good. I'm going to go find my son because my son got mad because my son thinks he knows everything. Then he doesn't get himself kidnapped. And me, a little goldfish or clownfish, has to go the whole entire frickin' ocean to go find his dumbass. And on top of my son being kidnapped, not only is he going to try to survive, but he's got his stupid little fin. Alright? He's handicapped. He's crippled. And he still thinks he's all that shit. All because what? His friends that he knew for 5 minutes dared him to do that? Well, I mean, he didn't mean to start. Although that movie's got one of the greatest one-liners to ever happen. It's like, ooh, escape. Oh, wonder if that means escape. Hell yeah. How would a fish who has short-term memory loss learn to read English? Keep in mind, that movie would have been very different if they were off, like, the French coast. She was like, oh, what the croissant? Yeah, like, I know what the fuck that means. You know, then they'd shit out of luck. Their son would have died. Dad would have died. Maybe had another son with Dory. I don't know. They were very lucky. Thank you for finding Dory for personifying all dentists as evil villains. You know, because they are. Yeah. Grab a sharp-ass metal pick, stab your gums a bunch of times. You need to floss more. Your gums are bleeding. Are they bleeding because I don't floss, or are they bleeding because you stabbed me with a titanium pick? I'm gonna go with the floss, although I would not rule out the other one. Yeah, no shit. And then they tell you shit like, don't drink sweet tea. Be like, huh! Don't drink sweet tea. Who the hell she thinks she's talking to? Jesus. Don't drink sweet tea. It's weird. It's one of the 10 Commandments. Drink sweet tea. You're telling me to break God's law? Hell no. Maybe it's an 11th or 12th commandment, alright? Didn't make it onto the final cut, but it's certainly in the notes. But, I mean, it's delicious. What's that problem? Why y'all gotta hate, man? We all want to be happy in this world. And you telling me I can't have sweet tea, you know? Ugh, whatever. I didn't listen to her. I went and I drank a big half-gallon of sweet tea right after that. Hell yeah. You bet your ass I did. Anyways. Peter Pan, he kidnaps a girl, Lilo and Stitch. Well, she, finds a weird monster and adopts him as like a puppy. Kind of like the girl did with that giant ant in Ant-Man. Toy Story, it's what toys have to deal with, and then you realize that kids grow up and it gets real depressing in 3 when the toys start to fall apart. You realize that toys don't want to be thrown away, and I've never thrown a toy away since I saw Toy Story 3. Tarzan, guy probably riddled with thousands of diseases, falls in love with a girl who's very classy and somehow falls in love with him. Teaches him English and shit. Let's see. Cinderella! Let's go. Jealous mother. Alright. 3 other sisters hating on him. What kind of rule is that, though? Magic runs out at noon. What? No, it doesn't. Magic lasts forever. Oh, okay. No problem. She really came home. Look who I met. Cinderella, you didn't meet anybody. Oh my god, that's the prince. Yeah, that's right, bitch. He is mine. And be like, hell yeah, and Cinderella got that shit lined up. Yeah. Probably being a dick to her kids or her siblings. That's alright. That's all because I was looking at Disney movies the other day, trying to find out what would be, what I've seen that my little siblings haven't seen. That what can I, That's how I came across redneck inventions. I was trying to make my life easier. Just trying to see what I can do, like homemade pontoon in a dirt riverbed. I've got good ideas, but so I came across a couple of these redneck inventions. This one I saw, this is classy yet terrifying barbecue. Not sure how it's terrifying. It is like a giant revolver that opens up, and it's like a smoker or a barbecue. Like, how is that terrifying? I mean, it's obviously not real. It's cool looking, There's nothing scary about it at all. I did digress from Disney movies. I wanted to make that. I was going to go off on about 100 Dalmatians. Now, 101 kids is kind of too much. Now, they probably went broke because none of those kids could afford to go to college. And, probably most of them died from a meth addiction or something. I don't know. But we'll see. Well, they were probably being bettered off and sold into individual families like the other girl was planning to do with them anyways. But that's left up to be discussed for later note. But I wanted to go into these redneck conventions really quick because I was very curious about them. And they kind of, mix up and stuff because, Disney movies have a lot of ingenuity and stuff. And, they're always, making it work or pulling something out of their hat. Plus, there's always a redneck in a Disney movie. Always. Anyways, this is classy yet terrifying barbecue. See, I don't see how that's terrifying. Picnic pontoon, dumbass. I know, but it's a picnic table with looks like 2 flotation devices where you sit. I can't exactly. You got a nice umbrella and stuff. They floating in the lake and they got coolers dragged along. It's got a little motor on. You can fly it around. It's practically a picnic table sitting on a boat. That's some genius shit right there. I like it. Hell yeah, it's one of the greatest. Let's see, opulent storm shelter, plenty of seating. It's a bus buried into the ground. Well, I mean, if you're in the snowy areas, pack that bus full of shit. Hell yeah, it might be all right. Although these guys have the roof up, you'd probably want to bury it just a teeny bit deeper. That's just thoughts. You don't have to. I'm not in a tornado-threatening area, so I would not know if that is proper or not. But I have a feeling that if a tornado came through, it'd rip that bus out of the ground. Needless to say, that is very, very classy, and I like it. Hillbilly hot tub. That's just a barrel with water in it. You boil it. That's just genius. Anybody can do that. 5-star redneck mansion. Bunch of trailers all jacked up all around each other. That's what you call making use of a confined space. I'll take it. I'm just not sure how them upper places would get water. A lot of piping, a lot of pressure, a lot of power. That might be a little on the pricey side, but that ain't too bad. The front yard junk car oasis. Well, this is a rich redneck because the way this pool looks, I'm describing it to you. It's like a rich pool, okay? Just imagine you're on House Hunters, and it's one of those couples that's like, our budget is $2 to $3 million. We want something that's close to the ocean, close to the mountains, close to where both of we work, yet we each work in 2 separate states that are completely opposite of each other. Okay, and we want our kids to go to a nice neighborhood and a nice school, but we also want a couple acres of land to ourselves. And then they pull magic out of their ass and house hunters find some shit. And then, they go to one of those houses and they have one of those pools. One of those pools. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's just got some car parts in it. Kind of like spread around as decoration. That's not really ingenuity, but that's just design. Still looks like nice design. You know what I mean? But I mean that one was just decoration. Now, if that was like a regular house and the car parts are everywhere, you know what I mean? That's useful because you never know if one of your cars don't start in the morning. You got plenty more to choose from, or you can go steal some parts from the other car, thingy whack yourself into your car, and there you go. And then your car is running on some subpar stuff. I love this one. The all-terrain old man scooter. Now, it's an old person scooter, okay, a motored one, except it's got tracks as if it was a tank. And oh boy, does this look like a beast. I bet you can go mudding with that. There we go. We're now being inclusive of everybody, regardless of age. See, I like this one. This is nice. This is why I had to share it with you, I think, a lot of people could have benefited from this. This is what I'd be going for. And Aladdin, when he's talking about his wishes and stuff, I'd be getting my wish. I'd be like, first bet, I want one of these, infinite power, infinite gas, whatever, you know what I mean? Never stops. Always works for me. One wish done and out of the way. There we go. The awesome upscale duck blind, probably from Duck Dynasty. I wouldn't know, but Duck Dynasty is one of my favorite shows. Surprise, surprise. I know y'all were thinking I was Downton Abbey type of folk. Downton Abbey feller, or, you know what I mean, Sex in the City type of dude, but I'm not. As weird as it is, I prefer, like, Duck Dynasty, maybe some Big Bang Theory. Game of Thrones, always cool. Stargate ain't too bad. Simpsons type of shit. Y'all know what it is. Archer, Anyways, it's like a triple XL duck blind. It just looks like a giant beaver dam, except it's got holes where people sticking guns out. That looks alright. Now, this is something I do want. It's an RV. Okay? Kind of like a Winnebago type deal. But it's got big old mud tires. Hell yeah. I go off driving around in one of those. You get stuck, just pitch a tent, camp. You alright? Don't worry about the plumbing that goes into the swamp. Helps the nature out. Helps the ecosystem. You probably won't get stuck though. But you can probably camp in places you've never would have been able to camp before. Now, I would probably put in some makeshift windows and tow behind a makeshift porch, Which brings me to my next one, the upscale mobile patio. Someone jacked one of them trailers, alright? Alright, it's one of the big trailer beds, right? It's wooden, you know what I mean? It's got big metal skeleton, and then it's got a big wooden panel on the back. You'll know when you see it. It's nice long, and the guy backed it up to the back porch, or the back doors. He's got like a little double wide, looks like. Doesn't look like he had a back porch, so he backs the trailer up to the back porch, and it fits perfectly to where the double doors open up. So he's got a back porch now. He can go tow shit whenever he needs to, but he's got that. If he wants to have a nice little party, he just leaves everything on there, maybe tie it down, and brings it there. That's genius. That's genius. Tub couch. An oldie but a goodie. Always. It's practically a tub, except they welded, cut some part out, put some cushions and shit there. Probably cleaned it, sprayed it with Lysol. You know how you gotta do it. Turpentine, whatever floats your boat. That ain't too bad. That's more for people who are into designs and stuff, but if you need a couch, that doesn't a sham. Mobile gardening shack. My uncle has a shack, alright, and he's got his little old yeller tractor parked right beside. It's a little lawnmower tractor, alright? And he just moves from his shack to the tractor, and then he drives to where he needs to garden. No need to bring the shack there with you. He brings what he needs. I feel like a mobile shack, you'd end up just leaving it in one space for another and forgetting that you could move it. I feel like that's a hassle. I mean, I'm sure it might be alright, but I just feel like that's a hassle. Anyway, I wanted to share some of these with you. None of these are funny. Alright, so I'm not sure why they said funny redneck photos. Alright, I was not humorous. I was enlightened. God damn these people. Hating on us. Calling us funny hillbillies and shit. We out here changing the world. Alright? We're out here building picnic tables on top of boats and going pontooning. What are you doing? Taking pictures of what we're doing and saying, look at this funny shit. Yeah. It ain't funny. It's ingenuity. They always say the best rednecks are always... What the shit is this? Hold up. Sorry, I'm reading from an article because I want it to be fresh in my mind, and I want to make sure I'm correct about what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm describing you the pictures, giving you the kind of feel for the sword. So there's obviously links and ads around. That's how the internet works. What the shit? Oh, yeah, there's this bullshit. There we go. Even Russia has dumb redneck. Well, what the shit is that supposed to mean? We don't give a shit about Russia. But I'm sure they're not dumb rednecks. They're probably just really ingenuity. Yeah. Yeah, the dumb rednecks that yell at bears to go away, and they do. Yet, if a bear was there, he'd eat you. Okay. Alright, so the dad, and it looks like the brother or the husband have a belly just about the same size as the pregnant, hopefully daughter or fiance of the other dude. That's kind of funny. I wouldn't say that's dumb, I'd just say that's funny. I'm not so sure what's dumb about these. It's just party pictures. Guy's got a coon hat on. See, that's alright. That's design. Kid's got a cigarette in his mouth. There's a bunch of pictures of kids' cigarettes in their mouth. Oh dear. See, that's not even funny. What the hell is that? Just where she was in swamp life. I didn't know that Russia had swamps, but that doesn't make it dumb. See what kind of shit that we rednecks got to deal with on a daily basis. Yet, we don't give a shit. Because us rednecks let it slide off our back as we go drink PBR on our picnic boats that float out in the water. Anyways, I just, saw that. You want to know what got me into the redneck stuff? Reading those genius inventions to you was the article, the stupid, funny hillbilly pictures and stuff was attached to a Disney article I was reading the other day. First of all, weren't stupid. They were genius. They weren't funny. They were enlightening. They were redneck and hillbilly, but that's not necessarily an insult. So, now, henceforth, go on, watch some Mulan, drink a bunch of sweet tea even though your dentist tells you not to, eat a bunch of pork ribs, coleslaw, grits, whatever does your fancy. I'd go for some coleslaw. Go watch Frozen. Sing along to it if you want. We live in the greatest country on earth. You can sing along to Frozen if you want to. I mean, there's not too many places you can't sing along to Frozen. Probably terrorist-controlled states, because them terrorists don't like them stuff. Which is why we wage war on terrorism. A lot of people think it's oil. It's not. It's because they dissed Walt Disney back in the day. So Reagan was like, "What'd you say, bitch?" Kept on going all the way up. Bush, went into Iraq. They were talking shit about Walt Disney, man. They said Mulan sucks. Bush said, "No, it doesn't." We told them. They told Obama. They were like, "Hey, Obama, Frozen sucks ass too." Obama's like, "On behalf of the American people, you suck ass." Drone strike. Boom. Told Trump the same thing. He said, "Madison, man, they're hating on Brother Bear and Toy Story." Madison's like, "Not Toy Story." They went. Now ISIS is a thing of the past. Now, they're still hanging around, but by their fingernails. That's probably what drives most Americans. George Washington, first president of the United States, he was like, "Man, I'm proud to be in a country where I know Disney movies are going to be happening." True quote, probably. Yeah. Thank you for listening to my polite little ramble about Disney movies. Some of them are great, some of them are awesome, but if you kind of look at their plots, kind of weird, kind of sketchy. Though you don't look at them for your plot, you just enjoy them. Alright. Redneck Conventions, not dumb, not stupid, not funny. Very advanced, very sophisticated, very useful, very helpful, very cheap. Don't know why y'all don't use them more. Everybody's got rednecks, including Russia, apparently. Amen. Alright, well, thank you for listening to the podcast for the common folk. By a common folk. Sharing you some common ideas about some common movies. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much. Have a good day. Alright. Tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your friends' friends, girlfriends' friends. Alright, let them all know. Thank you.